Hello, gurus from Nexx Garage. This is Taylor, and I figured rather than do the whole email back and forth, just filming a quick video on what I've tried would be faster and save us both some time. So let me tell you the problem I'm having. The problem I'm having is this is blinking, and it's not supposed to. I get through the setup process to the point where it is configuring the Nexx Garage device to connect to my router, my Wi-Fi network, and the light is supposed to blink for a little bit and then it's supposed to turn off. Well, it just keeps blinking, and that means that it's not connected to the wireless. So I did some research, and apparently this is a very common problem with the hardware that this uses. So this, as you may or may not know, tech support people, is just a modified Sonoff device. And Sonoff devices are used to, they're essentially just electronic switches that can connect to Wi-Fi. And so if you look at the forums for these Sonoff devices, you'll see that this is a pretty common problem. And so here's a support page I've checked out. I don't know if you can see the URL, but if you can, it might be worth taking a look. Some people have said they've had good results by forcing the 2.4 megahertz connection to from 20 to 40 hertz. That has not worked for me. Some other people have said that they've had good results disabling the auto routing feature. Let's say you have a router that has 5.1 gigahertz and then a second 5 gigahertz connection, and then the 2.4 gigahertz. Disabling the auto routing of that. You know, some routers will just connect you to whatever the best connection is. So I've actually turned that off in my router settings, and so I forced it to connect to the 2.4 gigahertz connection, and I forced that one to be 40 hertz. So that has not helped. I contacted support and made sure that my password, my router password, wasn't too long. Apparently there is a limit of 50 characters, but the password that I'm using is, I think, 43 characters, and it just contains lowercase letters and some spaces. So that's not the problem. So I would really like this to work. I'm guessing it's just a firmware issue, and it'd be really great if I can get to the logs of this thing. Let me just show you what I've done. Let's just go through the process of this. So I'm actually using my girlfriend's cell phone right now. So we've gotten to this part there, where it's saying, did it work? No, it didn't. So let's go back to the drawing board here and add a device, okay? So to do that, right, we need to reset this thing first. So we're gonna hold down the reset button until this light turns solid green. There we go. All right, so now this should show up on our Wi-Fi networks. So if we go over to Meow and look at what is available, we will see that the Nexx Garage is showing up, which is good. Okay, so this is the 2.4 gigahertz connection of my router, and then this is the 5.1, 5.2 gigahertz connections. As I said, I split them up. Originally, this was just one thing. Okay, so let's go through this process now. We will add a, yes, it's steady green. Okay, so now it's asking us to switch over from the Wi-Fi network over to the Nexx Garage, which is broadcasting its own Wi-Fi network. So let's select Nexx Garage, connected. We'll now go back to the app and see it is seeing my 2.4 gigahertz network. Okay, so I'm gonna enter in my Wi-Fi password, which is rather long, as I said, it's 43 characters, so bear with me. Actually, it really doesn't matter if you guys know my Wi-Fi password, but better safe than hacked, I guess. So by the way, I've verified 100 times that the password is actually correct. I've actually gone into the router, looked at it. I've actually tried removing the spaces from the password, so it's just one long string of lowercase letters. That did not work either. So it's asking me to verify if the password's correct. It is. So I'm pressing now configure device, okay? So it shows this screen and then it immediately says, did the light turn off? Okay, so now we're looking at this and it started to blink. Here, started to blink. And this is, no fucking way. Oh no, okay. I thought the light had turned off for a second. I'd be like, oh man, of course when I film it. So yeah, it'll just do this forever. So yeah, I don't know what else I can do here. I have an Asus router that is fine. I have like 7 Nest home automation devices connected to it just fine. My phone's connected to it just fine. My girlfriend's phone is connected to it just fine. 2 laptops are connected to it just fine. It has not at all ever been a problem, except with this. So it's a little bit annoying, and I'm guessing that if I'm having this problem, I'm not the only one. So this really needs to be addressed. I mean, I have a feeling you guys, at least maybe not the tech support person that's handling this, but the company probably knows about this, and it may be one of the reasons why you guys are upgrading or adding some new devices to your lineup. And the reason I'm saying this is just purely based on a Reddit post, but in my efforts to figure out what the heck was wrong with it, there's this home automation post where this guy, who I'm assuming perhaps works for your organization, says that you're going to be coming out with 2 models, the NXG 100B and the NXG 200. And this one apparently will have Bluetooth and an external antenna and sensor. So here's my current situation. Right now, I just bought this house. I have no way currently to open the garage without, unlocking the door, walking in, and pressing the goddamn button. And the garage door opener I have is ancient. It's like a Genie, it's like a screw system, which, is like a proprietary Genie thing, I think. So it's not a chain or anything. So the alternative is, I could get a whole new garage door opener and then configure, something else to work with it. I could buy a universal remote and not do any home automation, which is lame, of course. So I don't want to have to spend money on a new garage door opener. I'd really like to get this fixed. So if you are coming out with a new model that I'm guessing probably fixes this problem, I am offering myself up to be a guinea pig. I do have some significant technical knowledge, so perhaps I could troubleshoot some other things for you. And that would be awesome. That would be a possible solution. Otherwise, I'm guessing I'll probably have to return this thing. And I don't think anyone wants that. So I think I've covered everything. Yeah, if you, one other thing. Yes, so I connected my laptop to the ad hoc Wi-Fi network that this thingy sets up when it's, when you reset it. And then I ran ARP scan to look at the device's MAC address. And I tried to create a rule on my router that would force that MAC address to go to the 2.4 gigahertz connection. It did not. I've also tried, when it gets to this screen, just like lying and saying, actually here, let me show you this. So if you actually say, yeah, sure, it works, okay? If you lie and say the light is turned off, which clearly it's not, it will still allow you then to register to the cloud, okay? And it registers, and it says, congratulations, you know, everything's good, successfully registered. And then it says my garage is opened, which clearly it's not, and if you try and click on it, it gives you a garage control error, which I'm guessing means that, you know, it can't find the device and it's not connected to Wi-Fi. But it's odd that, you know, it would even allow me to get to this screen. So what else is kind of weird is if you go to settings, I believe, or about device, okay, you go into the side panel and click on about device. By the way, I'm sure this is backwards, so it's gonna be really fucking annoying. But you see it gives me like a device ID, and it actually gives me the MAC address of the device. So I think it sees it, but it doesn't see it. I mean, it's weird. What also is weird is, as I said, I used ARP-Scan to look at the MAC address of the device when I connected to the ad hoc network, and it's different than this one, which is really odd. So I'm wondering if maybe this is just like the default that hasn't changed. I don't know. I've tried clicking on the update firmware button as well, because I'm guessing that maybe a firmware update could probably fix this thing. It gives me the same communication error, so I can't do that. I have not yet opened this thing up. I'm very tempted to, but since I'm probably gonna return it back to Amazon, I don't wanna void a warranty, although we just have some Phillips head screws in there. But if there's a USB programming port on the thing, which I'm hoping there is, that might be a way to update the firmware, which would be great, because I really want this to work. So in talking to tech support, I was told that there is no, the device doesn't create any log unless it is able to successfully connect to wireless. Or, I'm sorry, unless it's able to register to the cloud successfully. And apparently it is. So I'm wondering if there's a way I can access, you know, the log of this thing so I can actually, you know, troubleshoot it as opposed to just fucking like trying random things. So if there's a way I can do that, that would be awesome. I think that's about it. I've looked at my router's log. I did not even see either MAC address, this one, or the one that I obtained through ARP-Scan on any of my networks. So not the 5 gigahertz, not the 2.4 gigahertz. And I didn't even see a log of it being denied a connection, which is also weird. So there's a lot of weird things going on. Even if we can't figure this out, as a programmer, this is kind of bugging me because it really doesn't make any fucking sense to me. All right. So thank you for the long-winded video. Please email me, or I guess, I don't know if I'll make this public. I probably will, actually. That's your motivation to fix this, because I'll make this video public, so if you can't fix it, people will know not to buy your product. There, I'm holding you for ransom. All right, I can make it private if you want. Anyways, thank you. Bye.